go ahead and get us started. So hello, everyone, and welcome to our first nonprofit webinar of the year, Maximizing Your Mission, Data Mastery, and Reporting Made Simple. I'm Aaliyah Walker, Marketing Lead at Apsona, and I have with me Justin Bars, our president, and we're excited to discuss our new bundle approach and also talk about Apsona solutions to help drive your mission forward in your nonprofits. Before we get started, let me introduce or reintroduce Apsona to our community. Apsona is a Salesforce, a native Salesforce solution built to empower users to make decisions from their data in the most efficient way. We have almost 5 stars on our App Exchange listing. So if you're enjoying Apsona, highly recommend leaving us a review just to let the world know how much you love our products. Shameless plug. We have over 1,800 customers and we are industry agnostic. Just a few housekeeping items. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A chat and we'll save some time at the end to address as much as we can. So before we dive into the nonprofit solutions, we want to address our most recent change from our a la carte pricing model to the new Apsona bundles. And you may have questions like why Apsona bundles? You may have seen our pricing announcement via email or social or on our website. So we understand that nonprofits need flexible and scalable solutions to manage their data effectively. And if you've been here a while, experienced our old pricing model, you may know that Apsona fits into 3 different categories: data management, reporting, and documents. So new users, organizations using third-party services to implement Apsona often don't realize just how much Apsona can do. Like Apsona does data, but it also does reporting. And we've often heard people say, I have document merge, but I didn't know I could do reporting or import or clean up my data with Apsona. So in our old pricing model, we've heard that it's difficult to understand because there's a whole chart. You can't really see all of the cool features that Apsona has to offer. So we've bundled all of our products into packages to provide you a scalable approach to your data management, reporting, and automation. Bundles will make it faster and easier to get started with Apsona through our quick start guides, and also just by providing you with all of the tools in your bundles to give you the tools needed to perform at your organization. I will pass it to Justin to start to go over our licensing model just to give you an idea of what the different licenses types do. So Justin, I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, thank you, Aaliyah. One common question from a lot of our customers in this space are, if you're an existing customer and if you've been a customer and you've purchased Apsona prior to 2025, you can continue to use the a la carte model. It's one that we considered is consistently a space for us to improve on and make better. But if you're an existing customer and you have a current licensing model, at this point in time, the licensing model will stay intact. You can continue to use those licenses. Our goal as a company is to create better, faster, and more effective problem-solving solutions for you in your Salesforce space. To that end, instead of 9 licenses that you had to read between and understand, now and moving forward, our goal is to offer you the ability to move to a bundle and to choose between 2 licenses. These are meant to be as simple to understand as possible. The standard license essentially allowing you to deliver builder, creator, report writer, or maybe document template editor user abilities. So in the past, if you had built an Apsona document merge template, if you had built an Apsona report, if you had created an Apsona button or an Apsona charter dashboard, any of those features could be delivered, you could create through a standard license holder. So essentially, these we call these sometimes our full licenses, but in our Apsona user interface, in the place where you assign licenses, it actually says standard. Standard licenses are essentially the creators, the Apsona architects, the folks that sort of can see the vision of, if I can only deliver this report to this person in this interface, I know that it would help them make better and better decisions, or I could drive greater value for my users. So our standard license holders are Apsona architects, we think, and they can create and handle a number of solutioning templates that we're going to continue to help you build, but also reference ways to build those in the future. Essentially, an Apsona standard license user has all of the prior licenses: Apsona for Salesforce, dedupe and match, Apsona grids, multi-step reports, charts and dashboards, document and email merge. In scenarios where customers are using the nonprofit success pack, you can also use batch gift entry, a specialized license we had just for our NPSP customers in the past. So standard licenses are a way forward. They are a lot more power and a lot more feature sets, but there's a lot of benefits that come out of that as well. Our goal is to make it simpler and easier to manage and simpler and easier for you to create value for you and your customer or your users in your Salesforce instance. If we flip over to the specialized licenses, this is essentially a often misunderstood or an often just unknown feature set that we have at Apps. Imagine users in your instance that if they could have an email or a button on their detailed record page to push the button and have their acknowledgement letter, their pledge receipt, or an invoice or an MOU pop out at them, they would love that. And you could deliver that kind of service. Imagine if you wanted to create a batch receipt report and allow them to sort of merge mail all of your receipts or all of your donations and gift receipts without having to maybe leave their campaign record page, or maybe being able to do that through a specialized page. Being able to port and handle different scenarios of how you want to deliver functionality is what a standard user would create with their solutioning hat on and as an Apsona architect, but they would deliver that functionality to your specialized users. Specialized users can essentially push buttons, view reports, export reports to Excel, mass add campaign members from reports, change filters on reports in multi-step reports, access reports through direct links, through public global folders, and also mail merge directly from reports as well. So there's a whole slew of functionality that you can provide and service your end users. More of that to come as we get into some of the details of our solution templates, but they're essentially designed for end users. As you buy more and more of our licenses, as you move up the bundle space, these specialized licenses are available at deeper and deeper discounts for our customers. Next slide. Our big push with nonprofits is to orient towards, hey, we know nonprofit cloud is out there, it's busy, it's coming, and we're just going to highlight a couple of scenarios where we see value showing up with the solution templates we're creating. So you can see here on the slide that we're going to produce some solution templates on nonprofit cloud, essentially having ready-made templates around gift receipts, around multi-step reports, around buttons that you can sort of then produce and use in your instance. These will be ready-made and available to our bundle customers starting in Q2. Lori and I are working on these in the background, and we can't wait to bring them to you to market. But if we take a couple of use cases that you guys may not be aware of, we want to speak to those as a way to highlight the value of our bundle. Take, for example, a gift entry scenario. Maybe you're an end user or a data manager at a large nonprofit or a mid-sized nonprofit, and you've got donations piling in, right? We just know that the data is coming in from lots of places, and you need to get that information in, maybe from Fidelity Charitable Trusts, from Benevity, from a number of third-party sites. If Apsona could give you a single screen, maybe on a special page, maybe on your own tab, maybe on a detailed record page, and deliver the ability to import, mass add, or inline edit any of those gifts that you want to sort of increase or to create quickly and easily in your Salesforce instance, we know that you have to have the nonprofit cloud data model organized to handle that. We also know that wanting to deliver that functionality wherever and however is needed is a function that's core to Apsona's feature set. So the ability to take a set of data, import that, and make that easy to use, as well as manually edit and review, is what we're going to call Apsona gift entry. So Apsona gift entry, for example, will be one solution that we're going to bake out and put out to market for you guys to be able to use. Our bundle customers will be able to use these immediately because they will have all the licenses needed. But you can pick and pull all sorts of other solution templates that we're going to be building and releasing in Q2. They'll include duplicate management scenarios, batch receipting reports, end user grids, easy user button report receipting and reporting. Our goal is to create more and more value as you guys are saying, hey, Apsona is a lot to learn. How do I make this faster to implement, faster to use, and how do I create greater value for me and my team? So we're going to get into the meat of things now. Please do chime in with your questions along the sidebar. Aaliyah's going to take keep up with those. And then we're going to hold at least 10 minutes of the time at the end for questions. We know that you guys are busy folks, and we really appreciate the space and time that you're giving us to explain more of how we're creating value with Apsona in the nonprofit space. I already referenced data as a key space where our customers often come to us and say, hey, it's a struggle to understand how to use Apsona to do these things. So we're essentially trying to attack these bullet point issues that we're aware of from our nonprofit customers. Next slide. So in one instance, I'm going to reference back to the conversation that I started with before. This is a comment to the nonprofit cloud gift entry solution. Some people like it, some people don't, but we realize that at Apsona, we've got some value to create here in the nonprofit space. So if you needed to streamline a workflow, for example, and have an import staging solution that you wanted to deliver to your end users, not asking them to click on the Apsona tab, sort through a number of other tabs, go through a complicated interface that maybe you're comfortable with as an Apsona architect, but if you wanted to give them a staging template that was ready to use, we want to talk through how that would work through our new licensing model. Ali, can you go to the next screen? And we'll go one more after this. So for example, we're going to sort of cross compare a set of different sort of features across the Apsona feature set to highlight how you could produce this as an outcome. We're going to step back and say, if I am a user that needs this data to be added to Salesforce, but I'm tired of using dataloader.io, maybe I've used other tools, but they're complicated, they're heavy, maybe I have to log into a different scenario, a different instance to do so, or a different website. We want to say, can we do all of this from within Salesforce without having you leave it, and to create as many efficiencies and make it simpler, easier, and faster for you to get that donor or donation data into Salesforce, find any issues with it, clean it up along the way, and then deliver it to the other members of your team. So in this scenario, we're just going to take an import scenario. Let's say you have an import template. It could be contact that you want to import. It could be gifts or gift pledges, or a particular object that you're using with Nonprofit Cloud. Your goal is to load records without the stop-start issues with other products and without leaving Salesforce. The second step that you want to make sure happens is, if this is constituent information, you want to make sure that you haven't created duplicates along the way. We know duplicates create headaches all over the place when you've got data coming in from multiple different systems. And our goal is to say, in a simple step, can you move from the import step to the review step and review those duplicates, decide which ones you want to keep, merge the ones that you want to get rid of, and move on and continue to work through your process. The third step is reviewing and confirming the data. Apsona is essentially an environment that lets you see your data in tables. Taking that import filter and then using it and reviewing it allows you to do QA, making sure that you've cleaned the data, you've created the right structure for it, you've essentially confirmed that any missing fields or out of alignment fields you've corrected, and you've sort of done your work as maybe a database admin or as a key department head user to make sure that the data now is in Salesforce, it's ready, and you can review it. We think of this as our tabular view with our Apsona Salesforce license. And then the last step, we understand that you may not want to give this as a report in a Salesforce report to other users. The Nonprofit Cloud data model may not allow you to use a Salesforce report type to deliver this to other users on your team. But if you have 50 gift officers or even 10 gift officers that are waiting on, they want to see these gifts, they want to understand them, they want to organize and use them, how do you sort of show it to them so that they can fine tune it and they can update it as well? Our grids product allows you to take a select set of data, port it, and share it with a team member, allow them to update it and keep it up to date without having to change it in Excel, push it back to Salesforce, and creating faster steps for you to use your data and use it in an effective manner. We go down to the next slide, Aaliyah. This is a bit rough. Apologies, team. My goal is to have this a little cleaner. But in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our import step. Essentially, Apsona allows you to import data without leaving Salesforce, matching data along the way, cleaning it up without having to sort of rinse and repeat and have multiple reject files. Your second step is taking that filter from your Apsona import step, using that filter to fine-tune and say, any duplicates that were created or that I created and didn't know, can I find those, clean them up, ensure that I have not, that I'm keeping my data clean as it goes into the space, merging my duplicates along the way. My next step in the top right is QA and review. Our Apsona tools are helpful to use clear filters, mass update tools, and inline editing to quickly update and make sure that your information is accurate before you actually share it with your team. And in your fourth step, you're able to use our grids product to essentially make sure that your specialized licensed users can see these information. You'll see the pink highlight that I have on the screen there is one way to just quickly bring information that's key to your team to understand. These could be compliance issues if there's a particular data point that's out of compliance, or these could be just key fields you want to make sure you're lifting and making sure that they're aware of. Our goal is that in Q2, as we bring these nonprofit specific solution templates to market, you'll be able to take these, use our tutorial and video guides to implement these yourself, or share them with your partner if you'd like them to implement them with you. Any questions so far on these items, Aaliyah? If not, I'll keep it moving.
Yeah.
All right. So let's pause for a second and just talk about the kitchen sink report. Raise your hand or put, I guess I can't see you, sorry. Holler at me if you have ever heard of that term kitchen sink report. It's essentially used in a lot of fundraising circles to highlight, hey, this is a report that everybody uses. And if we train the entire fundraising team on how to use this report, we consistently know that we can create value out of it, right? Everybody's used to it. It has all of our specific intellectual property as a fundraising organization, the way that we think about fulfilling our mission and delivering this. We've got this in a way across the organization. But kitchen sink report often can't be built with Salesforce report types. So sometimes you're relegated to using CRM Analytics or Tableau, incredible products, but you may not have a data scientist or a data engineer to sort of engineer and handle those scenarios for you, but Apsona can. So if I quickly skip to the next slide, we understand that the object model, if you go to slide 12 for me, Aaliyah. One more slide back.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, the org chart. All right, we will skip it then. So staying to slide 13, back to the slide with this slide here.
Slide skipped.
Yep. So we're going to reference that essentially, let's say we're using Nonprofit Cloud, or you can use any other object model, but essentially we understand sometimes that complicated kitchen sink report is something where you want to zero in on a lot of information. You don't want just the contact, the donor information. You don't want just the accounts or their affiliation and what they're related to. You don't even want just sort of their spouse or their partner and their giving history. Maybe their alumni backgrounds, maybe their kids, and maybe sort of their gala campaign interactions, their best giving years, their highest ever gift, which designations they gave to. As I start to sort of pile these on in my fingers, I realize I'm running out of fingers quickly. I'm gonna have to start using my toes. But at a certain point, you want the analysis in that kitchen sink report available at a moment's notice. In Apsona with multi-step reports, that can be possible for you. And we'll have actually a contact segmentation, or sometimes we call it a kitchen sink report, available for you to use in Q2 when we release our templates. One goal is to say, if you want to deliver that and make that easy to use for your team, you can do that on maybe a campaign record. You see on my screenshot here, I have a campaign record. We have a contact overview report where clicking on that record quickly allows you to download that Excel file, giving your specialized licensed users, whoever you want to sort of pass that function to, and allow them to pull out that kitchen sink report when and where it's needed. Maybe it's on a campaign, maybe it's under an account, maybe you give them a special button that they can sort of push and use that information or pull that information when and where they need it. But the goal is to highlight the ability for Apsona to pull specific sets of reports that you want and then deliver it to where and when your users need to make decisions on it. Lastly, to be said, let's flip over to the last slide, which is our automation receipts template. Our goal here is to just highlight, we have a tool. Right now, it is not available with Flow or Triggered Merge. Our Triggered Merge solution is actually hoping to be coming out later this year. But our automation templates are essentially simple enough for you to be able to set up as an admin. We want to try to keep the bar low enough for that any end user, any person that wants to learn Apsona, after attending office hours, after coming through our solution templates, we want you to be able to say, I created a document template. I'm using my multi-step report template that you gave me. Now I have a receipt that I want to run, but I'm tired of doing it day in and day out, pushing the button, sending all those receipts out. I want to just set it and forget it, like that old commercial from the 90s. So automating receipts is essentially 2 clicks in Apsona. Under the merge receipt, the merge action, you're able to click schedule, choose the date time that you want to set it, and essentially set this to sort of run every week, every day on any kind of cadence that you'd like and be delivered to any email address in Salesforce. Our goal here is delivering the functionality that you might have wanted to do manually, but to do that in an automated fashion. Our other option there is to highlight, I won't speak to that option. That's not what part of this webinar. So beyond that, that will be one of the other feature sets that we have included with our solution templates later in Q2. At this point, let's pause and see if there's some questions we can answer from the audience.
Yes. It says, I currently am an a la carte customer, but have data importing capability through Apsona. Is the QA/grids feature to check for duplicates and do data cleaning going to be available to me? Does that step in happen before the data is imported into Salesforce?
Yeah, great question. So if you'd be willing, Aaliyah, if you'd slide back up to the standard and specialized license types slide. Our goal is to say the a la carte, we've essentially just understood, after years of sort of supporting customers and building products over products over products, right? We have loved the space that we've been in, and we have we're really grateful for the ways that our partners and customers have helped us grow these products. Our goal is realizing in the a la carte world, you may need to go and buy another product or 2 or 3 other products to sort of fit that need. That has become a really complicated sort of scenario to handle for our customers in that space, where they are unable to say, well, do I need this product or that product or this product? All of the variations on those products and all of the sort of ways to use those different licenses together has just created such a headache. We realized our simplest way to provide this is to simply combine them all into a single standard license. These do include some pricing incentives and some benefits. But at this point, if you are looking for a particular solution set or feature set, our best recommendation is going to be to email support@apsona.com and say, here's what I want to create or use. And they will be able to help you understand if you need a particular a la carte product for it. To be open and very generous and very transparent, we hope. Our goal is to create greater value for you as a customer. So if there are scenarios where you would like to move to the bundle, but you're experiencing some pain points or some friction with budget or decision-making or others, please write into us, talk to us about that. Our goal is to take what we have built today and where we're creating value with these solution templates and to try to bring that to market for all of our existing customers as well.
Awesome. Another question, do you offer live demos of the products to see how the features work? I've seen the YouTube videos, but a demo would be helpful. I can answer this question.
I've had it.
We do offer live demos every Wednesday of the month. You can find our demo schedule. I just put up it for Q2, so now you can sign up for a live demo where Lori, who's also on this call, she helps to show off the features of Apsona. So yes to live demos, and please sign up, and we'd love to see you there. Shalina had a question on license types. If you want to write that into the Q&A, we'd be happy to answer.
Yeah, happy for the specificity too. I'll do my best during the time that you guys have sort of reserved for these conversations. But with the complexity that we know is here, like we work at Apsona and sometimes we get confused about how many licenses there are. So we don't even want to think about what it's like for our customers, these people that we're trying to serve with data, serve with reporting. So our goal is we will do our best to solve and answer the complicated questions. But with every customer and every version of which licenses that you've purchased, each one's different. And it's hard sometimes to read between the lines and understanding it. As our solution templates come to market, our goal is to orient around those and to sort of speak to what those are. But our clearest way of just highlighting which products are used in each solution template, sometimes those are 3 or 4 products, sometimes they're 5 or 6 products, sometimes they're just 1 product. But it's a mix and match scenario there.
Another question, I would be a new customer with the Essentials bundle. What works? Oh, the Essentials bundle is what works for us. Would we be able to add on only for the scheduler feature since it's not a part of the Essentials bundle?
Yeah. So Shalina, thanks for asking. So the Essential bundle, yeah, is limited to, there are 2 limitations explicitly with the Essentials bundle. One is 9 licenses. So if you need to buy more than 10 standard licenses, then that bumps you to the advanced bundle. And then the other one is automation. So automation right now is limited to the advanced bundle and the premium bundle. The Essentials bundle includes 1 feature set that we had never offered before to our customers at that lower sort of under 10 scenario. In the past, under 10 user licenses always had to buy more than 10 to get to those button view only and specialized licenses. So our main driver for the Essentials bundle is to drive individual user experience and outcomes there. For automations, at this point in time, that is not available to you if you're purchasing at the Essentials level. You have to buy at the advanced level.
Awesome. Next is there a way for me to export all of the fields on a contact/account/opportunity record and see which profile is able to read or edit a field?
Yeah, you're testing my brain cells. Thank you, Anonymous. That is, we have some steps in that regard, but not to the level of specificity you're referencing. So in terms of sort of read level, CRUD, right? Create, read, edit, delete access on a particular field level access on a particular record. We have the ability to sort of create tables and export sort of all of the fields that you have on a particular object, but we don't have the ability to reference CRUD access, create, read, edit, delete access.
How do I find which license our company has?
Good question. As bundles have come to market, or as we made this change over in January, If you were a customer that purchased prior to 2025, we would essentially assume you have the a la carte bundle, which means it's a mix and match matrix of whichever products that you or your customer or your partner or your admin had sort of decided. If you're after 2025, if we had talked explicitly with you about the essentials bundle, the advanced bundle, or the premium bundle, those three keywords would be your best reference of if you bought a bundle. Our goal long-term is to create more and more value and more pricing and incentives and benefits around that. But at this point, you're always welcome to email sales@Apsona or support@Apsona to find that out. Remy, great question. So Remy, let me sort of orient towards, do we have the bundle slide on here, Aaliyah? We don't, we just have the standard licenses.
Yeah,
so
just
bundles,
the licenses.
so we have a different slide that we failed to put on this. We apologize. Essentially, bundles is sort of the small, medium, large version, right? Small, medium, large, with very slight adjustments in terms of feature sets. The standard versus specialized is applied to a user. So if Aaliyah is a user in my instance, and I want to serve Aaliyah, make sure that she has the kinds of reports, the kinds of documents, the kinds of features that she needs, I might have a standard license assigned to me and be an Apsona architect and build and create a number of solutions. And then as a specialized user, specialized license, she has a much cheaper, a much more cost-effective license. And I might be giving her buttons, I might be giving her embedded reports, I might be taking detailed record pages that she's asking me to say, hey, I need this information in this report and this outcome here. Hey, I need a grid with this information over here. Those are just two different sort of scenarios, but standard and specialized licenses are applying to all the bundles. Thanks for asking, Remy.
I think we have about a minute left.
So, Aaliyah, for future questions, would you be willing to pull up just our events page? We know that you have a busy LinkedIn article posting. We know that there's some more content that'll be going out. But as you guys, as our customers and our future prospects are sort of asking, we do want to make sure that you guys know where to zoom, because we're going to keep creating more and more content here. You'll see some of these bundle-specific marketing campaigns come out where we'll be telling you about the bundles. And then for our customers that have purchased bundles, you'll have privatized listings, right? So for customers purchasing at the bundle level, you'll be getting dedicated invitations to our Essentials bundle webinars, our Advanced bundle webinars, and our Premium bundle webinars. But please do subscribe to this page, sign up for our newsletter. This is our best way to keep you informed as we're creating value, creating better solutions, and bringing them to market for you.
Yes, like Justin said, we have our events page, and we also have a dedicated page for you to sign up for our demos. Just waiting for this to load in 3, 2, 1. Just so I can kind of show off the schedule, get it in the recording. So this is our Q2, end of Q1, Q2 schedule for our demos. So feel free to sign up.
Yeah, one key thing that Aaliyah and Lori are doing awesome at is they're actually specific to 3 niches. We have the Sales Cloud niche or industry, the higher ed industry, and the nonprofit industry. So the solutions that they show and the scenarios that they speak about will be specific to those pain points that we're aware of for those industries and verticals. They will have specific donation letter templates included, and donation letters and receipts and templates will be a core part of that offering as solution templates come to market. That's it for me. I've got another call. I'm going to hop over to that. So good to see all of you. We cannot wait to see you online at the next event.
Thanks for joining, everyone. Bye.
Cheers.